Let's go ahead into topic number 3. There have been a number of recent spoilers, and they have come out of the expansion slot of the upcoming Super Slam set. Say that 3 times fast. I don't know if I can actually pull these up on the screen, but I will attempt to do so as we talk about these spoilers. They will show up here in place of Valda. I'm curious to hear from y'all. This will be a quicker topic. I want to know, what spoiler has stood out to you? It could be from the expansion slot. Some of the new ones that we got this past weekend are, of course, or it could be from the set itself. I want to hear from each of you. What's a spoiler that has stood out up until this point for you? Let's go Zach first.
The most obvious one to say is the Kasai spoiler, because like Dylan was talking about earlier, it's absolutely bonkers. Being able to give go again and making an ally off of like 1 yellow that blocks 3 is crazy. But in my opinion, the best spoiler they've shown us so far is Light Up the Leaves. This card is absolutely insane. What if you could pitch Burn Bear, or what if you could plume it back? What if you didn't have to have something in your arsenal to just kill somebody out of nowhere with? Light Up the Leaves is going to like take Verdance to another tier if they don't do something on September 1st.
I watched your video, and I will say I don't think it's that cracked. I do think
it is good.
Yeah, I think that the fact that you can put someone on lethal at 9 is great, of course. And you can do it like literally once they get to 9. But they didn't do anything necessarily about that lethal strategy when Icelander employed it. I don't know. This one is pretty much on demand though. So you could be right. I'm not totally sold on that this is like super cracked, but it is a great card. And for me, it makes me a lot more excited to play a hero that is very much a wizard like Verdance. But I want to hear from you, Mr. Talk.
Yeah, the one thing I'll say, so mine's different, but the one thing I'll say to Zach's, and Zach, I'm stealing your thunder because Zach said on his video, I think Light of Leaves has a good chance of getting Plume of Evergrowth banned because the reach that deck is going to have now is actually pretty dumb, but that's a different discussion for another day. My favorite one is Take the Bait. I think that this is, for Riptide especially, this is the best from a thematic and design perspective. Let's not talk about power, because power, it's not going to change Riptide. It's a cool card. I think it's a little bit better than actually most of the Riptide community thinks. I actually had some pretty heated discussions in Purple about how good or bad this card was. But from a thematics and just like improvement to the origin story of the hero and like the grit and the feel of the hero, this is one of the best design cards Flush LSS has ever made. I just love this card. Everything about it, it's going to go in my deck, even if it's like not useful at all. It's just one of those decks that makes you want to play Riptide the way Riptide, I think, was intended from a design standpoint, like a thematic standpoint, to be played. Like that grungy trap style, trick you, like combat trick in reverse type hero. And I hope that they keep doing this with Riptide and eventually get it to where Riptide's kind of like the rock grungy freaking trap tide hero. And I hope they keep doing it. So that's been my favorite one by far.
This is Dylan, a great one. I gave you an extra point because I love this card. I think it's so fun. From a design standpoint, this is such a fun card. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
So I'm not arguing anything, but Dylan left out the best thing about the card, in my opinion. Look at that art. That art is fire, dude. Like, that is awesome. I love like the art on that card.
So let me follow up asking you a question about the wider Super Slam set. What so far that we've seen do you think is the best card out of the set? I mean, we know that spoiler season is down the road, but based on the cards that you've seen, what is your like standout? What's the card that you're most like intrigued by or that you're most excited by? It could even be the card you've already mentioned, because Blood Follows Blade is right now leading the pack for me because I'm so hyped to actually play this card. What is it for you, Mr. Talk?
It's the Codex Killer. It's by far overcrowded. It's like, for me, it's not even close. That card is so good. Like, I love this card. It can counteract some things that people are complaining about. The ceiling on this card is just going to get higher the more design space improves, and it's a generic. Anyone can run it. Like, right now, it's got to be overcrowded for me.
A spicy one, and one we're going to be getting in fancier versions, I believe, right? It's going to come in like extended art, I think. Micro text box? Extended? I don't remember which one. I think it's going to be extended art. I don't know. What do you think, Zach?
For me, it's Liar's Charm, and it's not even close. They are giving us a 5 intellect guardian that I think on the surface looks kind of mediocre. And past that, I think Lyeth is an aggro deck. Liar's Charm is absolutely insane. And the fact that you have so many like instant speed tricky tools is something we haven't really seen in Guardian before. So like being able to like lean into like a like new mechanic and like really playing like the aggro like villain, if you will, I think Liar's Charm is like an absolute bomb on all accounts.
You know, this brings up a topic that I wanted to put down, and I've just remembered that I wanted to put down but didn't. So I'm going to spring it on you both at this exact moment. I have noticed, and you probably have as well this year, that overall the specialization production has been siloed to expansion slot cards. Versus last year, where all three of those sets, we had Rosetta, we had Part the Mistveil, and we had Heavy Hitters, they all had expansion, or sorry, not expansion, but specialization cards in the actual set itself. It's strange to me that this card that you see on screen is not a specialization, because it would imply that, of course, there's maybe design space to be, messed around with a reviled Guardian hero down the line, and yet it's literally got his name on the freaking card. Why are they doing this in this year's rotation? Do you have any opinions or maybe tinfoil hat theories, Dylan?
I think it comes down to like the thematics of Wraith. And so like you go back to Mistveil, right, with like the specialization, non-specializations of the Chi cards, right? The Zen one, the Made Two Tigers shows all the modes if you've transcended all that stuff. I think it's expanding on like for the last charm, it's really expanding on Reviled. Even though it is a Guardian card, it's paving the way for like future sets where like you do other about, and Lyeth is always going to be the poster boy of the region and like where it all started. Similar to like Mistveil, like we're going to get our Mystic Ninja at some point. We will, or Mystic cards, but those cards can go into that because that was kind of like the pinnacle of that archetype, so to speak. That's where my head originally goes. Is it kind of like the start of a branching of like thematics and lore and just play style, and that's probably why they wanted to keep it that way. Also, if we get other lives in the or other Guardians in the future, like I don't know, I feel like you could do it this way. I know it's reviled, gate kept. I just think they want to play into the thematics of the set, which this one's reviled. Mistveil was mystic, without gatekeeping it to one hero. I guess maybe I'm not articulating that well, but that's where my head goes.
What do you think, Zach?
I think that Dylan's like pretty on point for part of my thought process here. That like they're trying to leave it open to like have like other design like avenues in the future. But I think they're stepping away from specializations because they have been testing Shiana and Blitz. If I'm just being honest, like I know that that's probably like a wildly hot take, but I think they're trying not to let her just be like ridiculously over the top in Blitz. And so like if you can do a 2-for-1 of protecting Blitz format and also saving design space in the future, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah, I'll give you a bonus point for saying
Shiana.
Shiana
If you
and
get
Blitz.
CC Shapeshifter, it would just break it immediately. They might.
Oh my gosh, CC Shapeshifter would be awesome, dude.
That would be pretty sick. But, that's actually something they could do. They just would have to maybe not allow specializations to be the thing, right? You would just need to find some other thematic way to bring a shapeshifter to the world of Wraith. Honestly, Shiana could be the next hero in Monarch 3, the Threepening. Who knows? But it's definitely a possibility. That
she did use her prison.
Yeah, it could be. Who knows what ends up happening in that Monarch 3 next year, which I'm assuming we're going to get next year. I mean, crossing fingers unless something weird happens. Either way, that could very well be.